Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exodus unit review. So yeah, New Vision Awakened Wakka, we have Lulu, we have Tidus in this review. So Wakka has grown from being a 3-star to being a 7-star, and now he's a New Vision Awakened. And let's look at what they've given him. Not going to be mentioning any of the upgrades that he got as 7-star. You can just look for yourself if you'd like, but we're only talking about the things that he gets at Neo Vision Awakened. 250 times bolting strike chain, and you can triple and quad cast that. I think, pretty decent. Has 130% water in peril. I can't remember if he had that already or he got it upgraded for free, but he has it. With his passives, he has 150% dragon insect and a quad killer, 200% Lulu burst damage. And the SLB is a 200 times versus Avian's mod, and then 160 times 27 hit otherwise. So it would be a 260 times 27 hits versus Avian's, but only 160 times versus anything else. And it unlocks a hilariously high mod of 2,520 damage versus Avian's. So funny to see that, but there's almost no Avians to fight, which we're going to be talking about here. It only has one use for that huge mod, and there's not very many Avians to fight. So I can't see how anything would even survive after the after chaining the SLB versus any of the weaker Avian bosses like Necron, for example, or just anything else. I don't know how Wakka's chaining wouldn't just kill it with the SLB already, but if you unlock it, I guess it's interesting just to see what it would do, but otherwise, really nothing special. So I think he's okay, but he really should have been the modifier buffer for Tidus. He was not. He is not, sadly. So sadly, we have to just go along with it, and we're gonna go ahead and give him an 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty decent. I think he has pretty decent things he can do, but he's restricted a lot to Avian stuff, so yeah. Got Lulu here with a really good TMR and STMR. Her TMR gives 100% magic TDH, which is very good. Sorry for the noises. Anyways, the robe has 100 magic on it, very good. And also if they're a debuffer, they get 100% Lulu burst damage. Pretty good, pretty good. So chains with she has a regular chaining move that has 300 times mod buff for all of her water magic, very good. 500% cap. She has killers for Machine, Reaper, Human, and Fairy. She has 250% magic TDH with her TMR equipped. With 2 of her TMR equipped, that would be 350% TDH. You still the annoying 50, so that's a little annoying. And the SLB. 85 attack and magic break, 87% defense break, and also 89% spirit break. Of course, you can't get past the 90% because you still gotta restrict it to lightning, which is basically only useful for the 90% spirit break at this point. And the biggest gem, 160% water in peril, and also 160% human killer for all allies. We have higher than that now, but it's still decent, I guess. And also 250% water magic damage, 27 hits. So pretty good there. Let's go into some cons. Only 125% Lulu burst damage. That hurts quite a bit. But with her STMR, she would have 225%, so I guess that's all right. And then really the best thing about her is the 160% water in peril. Very good, but the rest of her kit's kind of lacking a bit. She can do a lot of water magic, but it requires a specific team to build that, because not a lot of people are using CWA anymore. A lot of it's bolting strike because it's so easy to chain. I'm pretty sure that's why they are using bolting strike so much now, because it's the easiest chaining family pretty much, besides tag chaining, which is super easy, of course. And her magic buff is tied to her grandness, which is also a break, so you wouldn't always want to use either or, but you gotta use it. So that being said, I think she's very good. But really, your eyes are only basically on the water imperil and nothing else really. So it's really expensive. It's really expensive to get these breakers up to high EX levels. Sadly, it's very expensive. And I know because I have 2 of them right now. One of them is EX2 and one of them is EX3. Emperor, after a lot of work, he got the EX3. And I'm working on EX3 Vaughn. It's a lot of work. So I'm gonna go 8.5. He can do decent damage. And of course, like we just mentioned, the water imperil is the biggest thing holding her up from getting anything less. Because if she didn't have that, she'd be a lot less, because she really isn't that amazing otherwise. Honestly. So now let's go into Tidus, who has a really amazing S team but there's an asterisk there. So 100 times for LB stacking mods, so Sephiroth himself, Tidus, and Baron. But although I'm not sure if you would want to use it on Baron, because he's a magic damage dealer and this only has attack on it, so maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe it would be worth it. I'm not sure. And a lot of other stacking LB damage mods. So only stacking, it can't be anything else. And it only lasts for 5 turns, so you gotta get the job done pretty quick. Anyways, infinite turns, very good. Both sides, 500% cap, 100% all killers, and also another 100% more for Beast Killer. And if you were somehow to get him to EX3 or EX2, EX2, you'd have 300% Beast Killer innately, which is great. 700 flat attack, 250% low burst damage passive, and also in the base form. We have a 300 times bolting strike chain. He has a lot of other smaller ones. They basically copy and pasted. I can't believe they did that for a premium unit, but they did. They copy and pasted a lot of stuff from the other Tiduses onto this one. That's so lazy. Guys, I just want to bring that up again. This guy is a premium unit, and a lot of his abilities are copy and pasted from Tidus, and then in the passives they just raise the mods with a modifier buff. Basically, it's just, that's so lazy, guys. That's so lazy. It's like going to like a restaurant and you see like a higher end steak, and all they do is they give you the cheaper steak, but they put a lot of seasoning and everything on it to disguise it to make it seem like it's something good. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this unit in particular, because why do they copy and paste a lot? Like, you can go look at the wiki right now. You'll notice a lot of his abilities are from both of his 5-star forms. Why couldn't you have had something more original? Anyways, 80 times mod buff, but only for his base LBs, sadly. He could have had a lot higher modifier buff in his Brave Shift form. And the LB for the base form is a 40% sword imperil, which is amazing on its own. 124% water imperil, 250 times water physical damage, and 27 hits. So he can be a big chainer in his base form if you want that. But most people are only going to care about the Brave Shift form, so let's talk about that. 350 times bolting strike chain, pretty good chain. Water and beef for all allies, like I mentioned, just like the other Tidus could do. The original 5-star form. 150% beast killer for self, and here's a good thing, at least. 100 times mod buff for LB on just a normal ability. It costs 150 MP, but just being able to do 100 times mod buff on a normal ability, no cooldowns or anything, so you don't have to rely on that, that's good. And the LB, 145% throwing weapon imperil. 130% water imperil, 1 hit water physical damage, 200 times. 100 times each for 300 times max. That might be interesting. And here is the downside. Here's a really big downside. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Even though Balthier's mods are so much higher, I asked around. So I don't have Balthier, so I just asked around. So his modifiers are around 720 times to 870 times with Tidus STMR. So compared to 530 times with Tidus STMR. And Tidus is a premium unit. However, I'm just now remembering we have fixed dice. He can use fixed dice in his Brave Shift form. I'm not sure if it'll be enough. And you're gonna lose out on a lot of stuff that if you don't equip his Brotherhood from his +4 Brotherhood. But fixed dice might be interesting. He might get higher variance. I'm not sure if it's gonna make up for the huge amount of modifiers that Balthier has, but 45% throwing weapon in peril and fixed dice, that might be interesting. I just don't know if it's gonna close the gap on Balthier. I'm not sure, but it is something that reduces his cons a little bit because of fixed dice. And he has low water in peril, so you really need Lulu basically for the 160% water in peril to cover more ground, basically. And only a few good throwing weapons. Fixed dice probably at the top of the list. Wakka's gets upgraded to being over 200 attack, so that might be also interesting. Oh, you probably wouldn't want to use Brotherhood on his Brave Shift form anyways, because the throwing weapon in peril. So unless for some reason you would like use his LB in his base form and then shift, just to stick with to keep with that, I suppose you could do that. Also another con is that he's water locked. He's literally water locked, except for his chaining in his base form, I believe. So you're basically a water locked, unlike Balthier, who's not an elemental. So I kind of wish I should have just pulled for Balthier. In my opinion, I probably should have just pulled for him. I was waiting for something a little better that would be more in my liking, because I never played 12 yet. So I was hoping for Tidus to be up there, and I'm not sure if I pull for him. Maybe I can test to see if fixed dice is going to be OP on him with 45% throwing in peril. If anyone's a mathematician out there, maybe you can do some math and see how that would go. I don't know yet. Like I said, I don't have the units. I don't have Balthier, I don't have Tidus yet. So maybe I'll pull for him, maybe I won't. I gotta think about it. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. It's kind of hard to rate him because the fixed dice is so unpredictable. So if it ends up turning out that fixed dice and the 45% throwing in peril is insanely strong, maybe he'd be super powerful, but it depends. I'm not sure. So tentatively, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10, but it could go down to 8.5 if the fixed dice is not good enough. He's basically hinged on if the fixed dice is amazing, because we haven't been able to use fixed dice in a long time, so that's why I'm talking so much about it. We haven't been able to really use it for a long time. When we finally have a unit that can finally use it and potentially use it, so we'll have to see. His range is 8.5 to 9. I'm really excited to even say that. I was hoping to give him a bigger score, but I can't, obviously. Oh, his vision card. His vision card is definitely very good. It has 100% chain cap on it, so he would have 600% cap with the vision card equipped, which would be really good. But it feels like a bait VC pretty much, because yeah. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below all of what you guys think, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button or click the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.